I'd remove Aeroship 3 times. That's the correct answer. Ooh. Deadland Center is good for us in theory. This is a fun interaction. So I get to floop the dog over and then Sparky chase it back. Did their Deadpool just get 6 Stark Industry bonuses? That's cool. I have a sandcastle to kick. Swoop, there it is. This is 14 plus 6 is only 22. This works how I want, right? By the time this finishes, the space is empty. Oh, and this is gone too, right? How much is Shou? Shou's pretty big. Is Shou bigger? It's less werewolf jumps. It's a lot of points. I'm out of time. I don't actually know which is bigger. Okay, so they both won it. Let's count how big they were really quick. So Shou with the demon was 23-25. If I would have taken the other line with the man spider, it would have been polymorph, let's call it plus 3 points. And then Omniversal, and then Man Spider. So I would have had 3. The werewolf would have jumped 2 more. So that would have been 7. And then this would have been another 8. So I would have been 15 versus this was more. This was more. By the time I considered this other line, we were out of time and just had to commit to it. It was the bigger of the two. Polymorph has a minor chance to blow the game as well. Yeah, that's true. You get rid of the variance element of it also, which is nice. Oh, that's really annoying.
Live from the Daily Bugle.
Yellow Jacket being both a werewolf and Shou enabler is quite fun. So, Combo's like a little sad that I can't polymorph this now, but it does also like, what's it called? Getting this out of the way has value for us later. You want to Mercury them? I guess. Yeah, kicking their shit was probably better. And now I can't because I don't have priority. Yeah, I should have just been a dickhead and kicked their stuff over. Oh, man. Lock down the left with Mercury. Chat. They get to move the shield before Mercury flips up. Shou middle, Poly left. Oh, gamer. That's so bad for so many reasons, but... just gonna take a breath. Round and round the cards they go, where they stop only bro knows.
Victory.
Easiest game of Marvel Snap I ever played. Never doubted us for a second. Ezekiel doing his best martyr impersonation. Accurate. Howdy, Craig. I don't want to spew this, I don't think. Part of me wants to play this out. So this is gonna put 2 cards in my hand. This is gonna put 2 cards in my hand. And then this doesn't have anywhere to go. I should play this so I don't brick a draw. I don't brick one of these. Oh, hey! I have a... That seems good for me, yeah. Look at all this work my opponent did to get a 3-5. Seems really strong. To be fair, Elysium turned their Sentinels on. Sure, there's tons of things that could fuck it up. Does Cosmic Ghost Rider work on unflipped cards? It does not. Whew! Oh, man. That's a fucking spicy meatball right there. All right. In how many ways is my castle kicked? me.
Victory.
Morning, Cody. It felt bad when my opponent gave me 4 Sentinels, but ultimately it just didn't really matter, yeah? Well, that was the worst of the 3s we could get. Had 2 really solid ones plus that one. We're down our king against the zombie deck now. Do I want another demon or do I want another guaranteed once in future? We could tuck the Shadow King. That's an interesting thought. I don't hate it. Well, now I'm glad I took another once in future. Oh, wait. Thank you, Asteroid M. I appreciate your service. Gonna get rid of Spider Dork. I think this is the first time I've ever Cosmic Ghost Rider to Kitty Prime before. What do we think of Shadow Kinging somewhere? Because I want a Shou plus Demon on the last turn. So am I Shadow Kinging right or left? They probably play it left, yeah, to compete there. They haven't locked in yet. All right, I said I'm gonna flip tails, and someone in chat said I should flip heads. Let's see how the coin goes. It was heads. Unlucky. Unlucky. I think I need a cookie. Yep, something like that. Oh, absorbing man and center, yeah. Do I punk them and play for the right? Because this is gonna be 16, so it's 22. Maybe 21. Order? Or he's hitting Mercury. fine. I can't keep up with the lingo. Are you allowed to Cosmic Ghost Rider a kitty on camera? So long as I have the mature tag set on my stream, it's fine. Oh, fuck! Mercury stops things from getting pulled. We're still good, though, yeah? I didn't think about that. I didn't think about Mercury stopping things from getting pulled. It worked out, but I don't know that I'm happy with my line thinking about how it plays now. That was closer than it needed to be because I didn't pause and consider that angle of it. Weird game. It is. What's the best way to frame it? So, I'm obviously not the biggest fan of tech cards. But to Second Dinner's credit, I think they've done a pretty good job with the direction they've balanced in of your decks aren't winning purely based on tech. They have to have an actual plan. It's not a coincidence that all the best feeling decks I play feature somewhere between 2 and 4 tech cards in them. Like this one is like, we're definitely 3. Mercury's like a tech card, because like there isn't a ton of move in the meta, and we're largely playing her because she's a card that moves with Shou's bonus. But this is like 3 to 3.5 tech cards. But we still have a real game plan, right? We have like Werewolf and Shou as ways to put meaningful numbers into play. We're not just winning just by breaking stuff. And I think they've done a really good job of moving the game in that direction. There's less Sarah piles with no numbers and all tech cards, and you know, Wiccan slop, etc. is not nearly as good as it once was. This deck's been sweet. I want to play it some more, but you take a brief pause for the cause. Let some adverts roll before that happens. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna go run and fill my water bottle while these ads happen. There's a reason we play Yellow Jacket and not Wasp. Yeah, Yellow Jacket has an on reveal to move Werewolf by night. BRB gamers. Dragon of the Moon is, as predicted, my card evaluation skills are tops. Probably going to be the worst release this month unless they give it a significant buff. Yeah, I think that card I think Dragon of the Moon could get as much as +2 points of power and still be pretty terrible. It's real bad. It is a weak card that does not fit into any existing good decks. I think is the best way to articulate it. It is individually weak. Hey, Mao, thank you for the tip. I appreciate that. Good morning, good morning. Going on, Duck. Disgusted Hen, thanks for the 20 months. Am I playing Nico with card draw here? I kind of want to, yeah. Just like eat the yellow jacket.
Opponent snapped.
I think I'm staying. Got some interactive bits. My hand's pretty good. Whatever's easier for you, Patton. I'm usually not picky about the way people want to support. All right. We're getting Galactus. It's a human. It's a human. Not getting Galactus. Okay. Hey, Patton. Thank you for the gifted subs. And they are probably a Sarah deck, yeah? So we want a Cosmic Ghost Rider the Onslaught so they don't have a 2 energy discount on everything. I don't have a stellar second number. I guess Ghost Rider's a 1/5. Doodles Meatwall. I think I did this right. The dog's not gonna be big enough on the left, is it? It's only what's it called? Flipped heads and I should have flipped tails. I've never seen the opponent's deck work reasonably. What does it do with Wave Onslaught? It's a Silver Surfer deck. So basically, if you have Onslaught and Sarah in the same path, you can play out 6 3-drops on the last turn of the game. It's a hyper combo deck. And typically it plays Blink. So if I would have ended the Wolf Setter, we win the game. If they would have played for here, we could have lost still. Costio! Good morning. Speaking of gifted subs, that is a giant pile of them. Thank you for the 50 gifted subs. Oh, no joke. Good morning, good morning. Thank you everybody for the birthday wishes. Appreciate it. It's fun to have a new season of Marvel Snap to kick off the year. My anniversary of birth. I have aged out of the 25 to 34 bracket, chat. I am closer to 40 than 30. Jeff, Twitch economy question, or if anybody knows, how much unsubscribed ad views would yield Jeff the same amount of money as a Prime subscription? So, I'm not going to say ad revenue is nothing, because in pure volume, it adds up from like thousands of people. But to give you context, if you drop a Prime sub or even donate $1 that is more direct monetary support than if you watched every advert on every piece of content I put out in a month as one person. As a great way to frame it. What if it's Raid Shadow Legends? To be fair, direct sponsorship stuff is different. When I'm talking about sponsored stuff and what they pay, I'm talking explicitly about, I'm speaking explicitly to, like, ads that run on Twitch or ads that run on YouTube when I click, like, the run advertisements button. Direct sponsored stuff, like when I'm doing, like, a sponsored game or a sponsored video on YouTube, those pay markedly more. Unfortunately, cause capitalism, flocking, yeah, thank you for the biddies. Unfortunately, cause capitalism, the rates on almost every sponsored contract are technically NDA'd, but like, to give you an example, on typical rates, doing like 2 to 3 hours of sponsored content will often be more than I will get in direct ad revenue from Twitch as a platform for the month. Is often what it works out to. Or like one dedicated sponsored video on YouTube will often be close to or more than like what the channel will make in ad revenue for the month. X-Nuke, thank you for the third of a year. I appreciate the primer. Welcome back. This fucking guy. The Raid Shadow Legends contracts have been leaked so many times people don't remember it by heart. I wish I could tell you those were consistent, but as is also consistent with capitalism, the goal of most of these companies is to pay everybody as little as possible for the advertising, so that way they get a bigger cut. Because, like, it's not like Raid directly reaches out to people. They use a lot of, like, middleman contractors. It's very rare for the game companies personally to be reaching out to people to do sponsored stuff. It happens occasionally. I wouldn't say never, but it's the exception as opposed to the rule. Hey, Claire. Thanks for the support. Appreciate it. Am I getting rid of this? I can wait till next turn to do that technically, yes. That way they don't know it's coming. I could do this, because these are gonna be 0 because they're Lockheed move last turn. Thanks for the 3 months in advance, Claire. I plan to be here. Thanks for keeping me around. Celestial Martyr, thanks for the 18 months. Have you aged out of Flaming Brood for bad RNG age bracket? Absolutely not. But Gorgon. They still cost 1 though, right? Like they're still cheap. They're still cheap. Flaming Brood for bad RNG continues until death mood. Huh? Mercury was my last played card, yeah? If I do this, it plays for all. This plays for all 3 cleanly. Cause you subbed 3 months in advance, Claire, so that means you like paid 3 up front, but you've subbed 40 months total in your time around here. I think I like this line. Make sure you get your mod sword while you're here too. Okay, I think I like this. If they have like Brood, they could get me with Maverick. Maverick makes their output range kind of wide. Although the remote bombs hitting Maverick are real good for the home team. Oh, yikes, shit. JK, LOL. Wait, what? What are we doing here? Okay. I guess they must have just put me on not being able to compete here. But it's deeply strange that they had a way to double their Shou buff, and then they like it. Definitely just a mistake from them. They had a way to double their Shou buff and then put it all into the same plot spot. I mean, I guess I could have moved my Mercury there. That seems unlikely. You need more hood boosters, Jeff. Right there. You know, it's funny. We started the stream by splitting hood like 6 times because for this month, splits are worth 30 mastery experience. Am I playing hood yellow jacket for Shou? I don't think so. Werewolf. Werewolf! Werewolf! Here, Wolf! God, this game is so easy, chat. What a stupid game for little babies. They should start making games for big babies. I think that's called Magic the Gathering. That pop shot actually reminds me of a chuckle I had last night. Someone left an unironic comment on one of my recent Marvel Snap videos on the Hoaglandia Snap channel, letting me know that they were fed up with Marvel Snap releasing too many cards, so they started playing Magic the Gathering, and they've been very happy with that game. And I was just like, I lost fucking brain cells reading the comments yet. It was too much. I couldn't do it. Which, for people not familiar with Magic the Gathering, objectively, Magic the Gathering releases more cards per year than, like, literally any other game in existence. It's like 2,000 plus cards per year. Which also, like, for the record, I don't even think releasing that many cards is inherently a bad thing. Like, it's a lot of content. It's just, like, bafflingly stupid to me to be like, I'm leaving Marvel Snap because they released too many cards to go play the game that releases even more cards. That's the part that's nonsense. Oh my goodness! I'm such a killer, chat. Holy, call me Brittany, baby, because I am toxic. Good night. What was the last card I played? Was it Demon? I think it was Demon, yeah? Was Demon the last card I played? So Shou specifically hits the last character I played. Sorry, people are right. Flight Harness is the last card I played. This doesn't care about skills though. Okay, so I think my line is this is giving plus 12. So I think it's Shou here, give this 12, and then jump the dog into the right.
Victory.
Red! Thank you for the third of a year. Welcome back. Yeah, so it's a really little thing that makes, like, the sequencing on the card significantly less punishing and easier in a deck like this one. Classic retreat later against Werewolf. Yeah, chat, listen. If you could take one thing away from this stream, please make it you should never retreat later against people playing Werewolf by night and or Bounce. Like, you're just wasting everybody's time. Their turn's gonna take almost the maximum turn timer just because they've got a lot of things to count. You're just waiting till the end. Cosmic Ghost Rider has become my new favorite tech card. I agree. I talked about that in my top cards of 2025, but I do really like the tech card designs of Cosmic Ghost Rider and Red Guardian and things of that nature. Nicholas Scratch into Angel. What are you doing over there? You probably get asked this a lot, but did you check the next League TCG? It seems fun, but it's not available here yet. I really just don't have the time and bandwidth to play paper card games is basically what it comes down to. I could fill White Hot Room. Okay, you know what I could do? I could do this, and then I could copy Shou. And this is, like, pretty negative in the center, but it's, like, it's gonna be some amount of points they still have to contest there, yeah? I know this might be wrong, but I'm kind of into it. Dormammu, Prowler, Nick Scratch. Opponent is cooking. It's so lame that it's optimal for me to leave the game here. I hate it. I hate it so much, and I'm gonna spew 4 cubes just so we can watch the deck play out. But I would like the record to reflect that Marvel Snap is lame, and the optimal thing for me to do here is not play the game. Just for the sake of people at home and hoping to learn. This means I'm staying for 4 cubes and I'm probably dead, but I really just don't want to retreat. I want to play the game. But unfortunately, I have priority here, too, to top it all off. Oh my goodness, they have Werewolf on top of it all. Their deck is so sweet. That's so gas. We're a loose center and left. Sedge. GG put it. At least it only took 2 keeps from me. Fastball special. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And they had another angel from the Moira. Gas. Is that my werewolf? No, my werewolf doesn't have an infinite border. My werewolf has black cosmic. Not mine. Same variant as mine. For different cosmetics. I hope that Chavez is a real card. You know, people like to meme and stuff about how they should just never do cards that have +3s or whatever. But Chavez is a buff that gives +3. That's perfectly fine, right? Made her plenty playable. Maximus gave them +1 card, which is sad, but I can't know they generated Wasp. It's annoying. Well, the good news is I don't really want my Iron Patriot card anyways. We have highlighted a Scratch Dormammu deck on the channel before. That is accurate. I think we're just dead here. I guess they haven't snapped yet. IP goes before Athena, yeah. I think it's this. And then I have flexibility on where we're showing plus Nicoing. What if they don't play a card above 5 power and then we could fall in one on the left? That gives their Lasher a target, but maybe that's fine. What the hell? Weird. The button bugged? The button must be bugged. All right, let me undo it, I guess. That's exactly 5, so we get the Fallen 1 boost here. I'm probably supposed to leave here. Oh, they didn't play for the center, so keeping them honest there is super good. Sweet.
Victory.
Oh wait, I keep forgetting I can look at the deck list on the screen. We did take a brief pause for the cards to let some adverts roll. I could do a triple set with this one because I'm having a good time with it, and it seems very competitive. Thanks everybody for hanging out here on a Wednesday morning with us. Don't go anywhere, gamers. If you're watching this on YouTube right now and you enjoy the content, make sure you tap the like button wherever you're at. Appreciate the folks that have done that already today. Oh, over 1,000 people this morning. Good to see folks excited for a new Snap stream. New Snap season. We actually peaked over 2,000 concurrent viewers across both the platforms yesterday. Not bad for a dead game. If you play Nico 2x into Shou-Lao, when does the 2x happen? After Shao's bonus. It's very good. So if you can get fortunate and line that up, it works out well for you. Yeah, full stream today, Ben. Especially if we have good numbers. We're over 1,000 already, and historically speaking, my data usually says we don't hit our peak viewer count for the day until usually like noon at the earliest, so I'd have some room to go up a little bit more today even. You want me to build Dormammu Werewolf deck, Marty? I'm totally in for that. We can take a crack at that after this one. For sure, for sure. Yeah, a lot of the cards in here are relatively flexible, gamers. Like Werewolf, there are so many ways to build it. If I were to say what are your must-haves here, like you don't even necessarily have to have this card. Like there's been plenty of Werewolf decks that are competitive without this one. Honestly, Merlin, Nico, Hood are probably the 3 must-have cards here at this point. And basically everything else is flex. Like there's like 80 flavors of Werewolf. Nico, Merlin, Hood. Nico, Merlin, Hood, Werewolf, fill in the other 8 cards as you please. Just make sure you have plenty of things that are cheap and have on-reveal effects is like essentially the formula. More in Gnome. Yes, if you are subscribed to a channel or have Twitch Turbo, you could rewind on Twitch now. Roll that out. I assume there's just going to be for everybody generically like YouTube does eventually, but the initial rollout of the feature is just for people who are subbed.
This land can never be fully known.
Not a stellar start for us here. Thrilled about that. Yeah, it's great. The rewind feature was basically the one thing YouTube did as a player that Twitch didn't do. It's really hard for me to overstate, especially as a content creator, how much better Twitch's chat features are than YouTube. The functions of YouTube's chat are like, feel like they're from 2 decades ago. It's wild to me how much they invested in their platform without just like copying all the very basic things Twitch does. Mr. Go and Jam, thank you for the 24 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Maverick on Nidavellir. We're probably very dead. And this is just like a classic example. At first I thought, okay, my opponent's just like not snapping because they want to play the game, but like really basic snapping theory, you need to try and raise the stakes before you put your good play on the table, i.e. before I see your Maverick on Nidavellir, not afterwards. You don't flip over your cards and go, actually, I have pocket aces and that's a boat, and then go, and I'm gonna raise. You raise before the cards flip over. I have the royal flush, all in. What do you mean you're leaving? Two years of MVP snap content. Thanks for being here for the 2 years, Mr. Golden GM. You know, it's funny. I'm putting together a video talking together about Marvel Snap's pricing from a historical perspective, like how much it used to be to get all of the cards over all of their different models and systems. And I'd forgotten how bad Nexus events were gonna be. And thinking about them in the context of like how many cards they released today. Like for people who weren't playing Marvel Snap a decade ago during the closed beta when they scrapped that, it was gonna be like somewhere between $600 and $900 a month to get 2 card releases under their initial proposed monetization. Could you imagine what that would look like? With like what's the word I'm searching for? With the number of cards they released today. Just like, I don't think the game would have been around after launch. You know, it's funny. I think you're wrong about that. I mean, I'm glad it didn't happen, but I think you're wrong that the game wouldn't have survived launch with that monetization. There's this, oh, I took a point, whatever. There's this really silly idea. What's the best way to put it? There's this very untrue and silly idea that games with terrible monetization are not successful. But I really can't emphasize enough that the reason why so many of these games have monetizations that players hate is because that type of monetization is successful and works for a lot of games. Humans are idiots, chat. Like, it's the best way to give the comparison is think about YouTube clickbait. It's pretty universally accepted that we, as people, despise the concept of clickbait. But it exists and people do it because despite saying they fucking hate it, and they hate it, they behave in a way that rewards it for existing and happening. Like, if the thing everybody vocally says they hate didn't work, it just wouldn't exist. They would stop doing it. Yeah, I really... Raid Shadow Legends has been going on for 7 years. It's been more monetized as it went over time. That's... Marvel Snap has really bucked the trend that other games often have, which is other games often get more expensive over time, not less. And I'm really concerned. That's actually, to give you a hint and some of the framing of the video I have putting together, the industry is going to learn all of the wrong lessons from Marvel Snap. Because Marvel Snap got cheaper over time, and it didn't make more money while making itself more player friendly. And I think that that's a lesson the industry already kind of knew, but I'm a little worried that Snap is going to become another glaring example of that, kind of like Runeterra, right? Like we talk about, for fuck's sake, Merlin, god damn it, this fucking guy. We've talked about Runeterra a number of times in the past where like it was too player friendly, so it didn't make enough money. Yeah, it's and actually another really interesting framing. People talking about, you know, the number of people that see the video is Marvel Snap's mobile app revenue number was only around $25 million in 2025. And that was down from 100 million in 2024 and down from 200 million in 2023. And that number's not all encompassing. It doesn't count for things like the web shop, and it doesn't count for Steam. But there was still a revenue drop off there. And an interesting / depressing comparison, Runeterra, Riot's card game, famously very free-to-play friendly. That game only made $25 million in 2.5 years. So even without accounting for web shop revenue, Marvel Snap's just mobile revenue from its worst year to date so far was still more money than Runeterra made in 2.5 years. Is some really brutal context for that app. A lock bat truck in a room here, and I'll play the first Prowler, I think. Runeterra is a good game. Why does that work that way? It totally does, but it's really fucking stupid that it does. Because this doesn't have an ongoing effect until it's staged, so priority mattered there. That's real annoying and obnoxious. Oh, you know what? I should have played Yellow Jacket last turn to trigger Shou. That was a mistake on my part.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
The Shou's UI tell you how many times you've done the thing. Yeah. Has a little plus over here in the corner. He's only going to be +6 this game because I misplayed the Yellow Jacket. The Shou count the turn it's played. It does, yeah. Card's very good. Yeah, we're just dead here. Even if I had played the Yellow Jacket, I think we were still dead. Needed my ones to serve. Tarnak's also kind of awkward for us. I'm not sure I want to know the answer to this question, but it's been about 2 hours since I looked at the politics channel in the Discord server. Are we at war with Russia yet? Anybody want to fill me? I'm not. Maybe I don't want to know the answer. We're not. Okay, good, cool. I'll check in again in a little bit. Denmark, yes, no. We do be prowling though. Okay. Nice. Get the discount here on rescue. Oh me, oh me, oh my, oh me, oh my. All right, so their death is very cheap. So I'm not sure what exactly triggers it, but sometimes Shou's text box counts the turn I'm playing him, and sometimes it doesn't seem to. I don't know what exactly the distinction is, but it's definitely there. I think I'm just doing this. Just spreading out. The Court Center probably doesn't matter, because I assume that's where Dormammu's ending up at. Oh, interesting. Surprised they're eating this. I think it's this. We should win the center with the dog there, yeah? Then we hedge the right with the Shou-Lao bonus on the hood. Shou carrying explicitly about last played characters feels so good in this deck. No death. I mean, we were winning beating death at either of these lanes, right?
This land is always changing.
Weird world. Better than it was, still very annoying. Yikes. Yikes. Not sure why I downloaded Snap again, but it's great to see Jeff still playing it. Marvel Snap is, at this point in its life cycle, is genuinely the best card game and live service game I've ever touched. It has fantastic balance. Their limited time game modes have been awesome, and the economy is better and cheaper than it's ever been in the history of the game. I think chat's right that they might actually be a Cerebro 4 gamer. I'm gonna re-roll Bar. It's just too high variance with them having Merlin and Nocturne. Is it possible to know the amount of returning players? It is absolutely impossible to know metrics like that. It is not something companies transparently share.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
If you're someone that's coming back, I've got 2 pieces of content I'd recommend checking out. I have a video breaking down how the economy works in 2026, and then I have a decks guide that has about 50 different decks in it that are pretty reasonably competitive in the current era of Snap. A little bit of a flippy here. So Shou's gonna pump that up by a lot. I think we're winning the right, even with the dog taking a Shadow King to the face. Yeah.
Victory.
Thanks, Evan. There's a 25% off returning player season pass discount code at the web shop. Really? Did you have anybody have a link to that? Does it like pop up in your app or tell you something like that? That's the first I've heard anybody mention a returning player season pass discount. I know there's returning player like login rewards and stuff. That popped up in my app. Interesting. Mine happened automatically. Okay, yeah, maybe log in on the web shop. It's been that way since they added returning player rewards. Sweet, that's good to know. The discount wasn't announced when they added returning players. Okay, I must have missed it. Appreciate the fact check. My poor doggo, Chip. Probably a mulligan here. For those returning to, I see people talking about the discount being available on the app as well. You should be aware that there is a bonus season or collector series 5 snap pack if you buy the pass in the web shop. Oh, the discount's not appearing on the web shop. It's only in the app. Mitch, thank you for the 19 months. That's awkward. Interesting. Must be an oversight. Are there any Loki decks? So Loki's current design is not a build-around card. He's just like this awkward card that creates mirror matches on demand. He's one of the few instances of the second dinner team kind of killed a card with changes. Like, I think he really just needs a new text box. That's just the hard truth. Do you know anything about conditional variant bundles not appearing? Absolutely not. Nothing at all. Feeling dead? Does king win the left? Does it? 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, maybe. I guess I technically don't need to move this. I'm gonna stay for 1. Scope it out. Werewolf is like the king of cope card. You're like, nah, I can jump my dog. It's gonna be fine. Calm down. Nobody panic. We'd have lost to the demon on the left here, yeah? So it would have been 15 to R12. Opponent flipped heads. Should flip tails. Should have flipped tails. I've said it many times before, and it remains true as we head on into 2026. Werewolf by Night is everything that is good and pure about Marvel Snap deck building. It is a card that has good deck building considerations that make you think about things while also having key sequencing decisions throughout the course of the game itself and letting you feel like you have lots of agency and control over the outcome of your games. Our new card, Shou, feels really quite at home in a lot of these shells. I really love the inclusion of Yellow Jacket as a card to both jump the dog for 0 energy and help enable Shou's. Oh my god, when you mouse over them here, the text pops up as well. God, why is this screen so good? What phenomenal UI design, chat. That's so clean. Sorry, I'm distracted. But I like this build. I think Werewolf by Night's one of those cards that you can build in a ton of different ways. If you're missing particular cards in this deck list, I really think the core is like Nico, Hood, Merlin, Werewolf. If you're missing Merlin in your collection or Nico in your collection, really just like make it a priority to pick them up when they come around in your shop. They're so clean and good and powerful and flexible in so many spots, Werewolf included. All right, Marty said